Good morning, dear students. I welcome all of you to my video lecture series on the foundation of physics. Today I shall talk about matter, particles, and the states of matter. I shall show you the outline and the write-up of my lecture. Also from the background, I shall deliberate on the various components of the outline of my lecture. While listening to the lecture, please do not jot down any notes because it may disturb your concentration and attention. However, you may take a printout of the outline and the write-up of my lectures for your future reference. To start with, here is the outline of my lecture, that is in one page. Here is the write-up of my lecture. It is in 2 pages. To elaborate, everything in this universe is made up of some materials. Scientists have named the materials as matter. Matter can neither be created nor destroyed. It can only be transformed from one form to another. Thus, total matter of the universe is constant. Every matter is made up of innumerable tiny particles. A particle is the smallest possible independent unit of a matter. It has all the properties of the matter. A particle is ideally represented as a point mass having no size. An extended body is taken as a system of particles. The amount of matter contained in a body is defined as its mass. Greater the mass, greater the inertia. Newtonian physics or the classical physics treats the objects in motion as particles, that is, as the point objects. The motion of an extended body, that is a system of particles, can be described as the motion of a special point of the body or system of bodies called its center of mass. To repeat, center of mass. As if At that point, all the mass of the whole body or system is concentrated, and all the external forces on the body or system act. The COM, that is center of mass, is just a point and behaves like a particle. The particles of every matter have four important characteristics. First, they are discontinuous in nature. The interparticle empty spaces are called voids. Secondly, they are in perpetual motion, maybe vibrational motion, translational motion, or rotational motions, and hence they possess the kinetic energy. Thirdly, the particles of the matter interact with each other. That is, they attract each other when they are a little distance apart, but repel upon being squeezed into one another, and thus they exert a long-range attractive and short-range repulsive forces. Fourthly, the particles of different matters, when they are together, spontaneously intermix with each other by getting into the voids of others. The process is called diffusion. Thus, the particles of every matter have four features. First, they are discontinuous in nature. Number two, they are always in motion, and because of that they possess kinetic energy. Third, they interact with each other by exerting forces of attraction or forces of repulsion depending upon the distance between any two particles. And fourth, when two matters are together, then they spontaneously intermix with each other, and this process is called diffusion. Due to the variation in the four characteristics of the constituent particles of matter, as told you, the matters around us exists in three different states: the solid, liquid, and gas. Forces of attraction of the particles in solid state is far greater than its kinetic energy. Thus the particles are fixed closely, rigidly, and orderly. So solid has a fixed mass, fixed volume, and fixed shapes and distinct boundary. Whereas forces of attraction of the particles in liquid is greater than its kinetic energy. It is greater but not so greater. Thus the particles in liquid are not fixed so rigidly like solid and can move around and enable a liquid to flow. Thus liquid has fixed mass, fixed volume, but no fixed shape. They take the shape of their container. Whereas forces of attraction of the particles in a gas state is far lesser, to repeat, far lesser than its kinetic energy. So particles in gas are most disorderly, nearly free, and just move about randomly in high speeds, colliding elastically, conserving both momentum and kinetic energy against one another and with the walls of the container. Thus gas has fixed mass but no fixed volume and the fixed shape. They take up the volume and shape of their containers. Liquid and gas are not rigid and they can flow. They are therefore collectively called fluids. So fluid is equal to liquid plus gas. Matter can be converted from one state to another by varying the temperature, that is kinetic energy, or the pressure, that is the force of attraction. Normal sequence of conversion of states of matter is from solid to liquid, liquid to gas, in the reverse direction from gas to liquid and liquid to solid. However, in some cases like ammonium chloride, naphthalene, camphor, so on, the solid state directly converts into gas state on heating, and on cooling, the gas state converts into solid state, and this process is called sublimation. The process of conversion of solid into liquid is called fusion or melting, and the process of conversion of liquid into gas is called vaporization. Reversely, the process of conversion of gas into liquid is called condensation, and the process of conversion of liquid into solid is called solidification. The process of direct conversion of solid into gas and the reverse direct conversion of gas into solid state without routing through the intermediate liquid state is called sublimation. Dear students, this is all about today's video lecture. Hope you have got a basic idea about the matter, its constituent particles, and the states of matter. To sum up, matter refers to those all the materials of which the substances are made up of. Any matter is composed of innumerable tiny particles. So a particle is the smallest possible unit of matter. A particle is treated as a point mass. It has mass, it has position, but no dimension. An extended body is considered as a system of particles. The particles of the matter has four important features. First, they are discontinuous in nature. Second, they are always in motion. The motion may be vibrational, rotational, or translational motion. And the particles, third, they interact with each other with the forces of attractions or forces of repulsion depending upon the distance between any two particles. Fourthly, the particles of two different matters, when they are together, they spontaneously intermix with each other, and this process is called diffusion. Keeping in view in the variation of two characteristics of the particles of the matter, that is the forces of attraction and the kinetic energy, matters around us can exist in three states. They are solid, liquid, or gas. In the solid state, the forces of attraction are far, far greater than the kinetic energy. So, solid has a fixed mass, fixed volume, and a fixed shape. Whereas in the liquid state, the forces of attraction are greater than the kinetic energy. So the particles can move around, but it is not so greater that they can get away from each other. So the liquid can flow. Whereas in the gaseous state, the forces of attraction is far, far lesser than the kinetic energy of the particles. So the particles, they do not remain together and they move away from each other freely and randomly. So gas has fixed mass but no fixed volume, no fixed shape. They take the shape of the they take the volume and shape of the container. Similarly, the liquid has fixed mass, fixed volume, but no fixed shape, and it takes the shape of its container. By varying the heats, that is energy, and the force, that is by giving pressure, the three states can be interconverted with each other. Solid can be converted into liquid, liquid into gas, also reverse back from gas to liquid, liquid to solid. The process of conversion from solid to liquid is called melting or fusion, and that from liquid to gas is called vaporization. In the reverse direction, the conversion of gas into liquid is called condensation, and that from liquid to solid is called solidification. There are some substances like ammonium chloride, camphor, naphthalene. Here, if we heat, the solid gets directly converted into gas without undergoing to the intermediate state of liquid. Similarly, when the gas is cooled, it directly converts back into solid without undergoing through the liquid state, and this process is called sublimation. Dear students, I thank you for your patient watching and listening to my video lecture on the foundation of physics. If you like my video lecture, I request you to subscribe to this channel. I strongly advise that you must memorize the definitions of all the important technical terms used in physics, and also all the formulae and laws of physics. You should revise those regularly, and you should also inculcate the habit of writing from memory for your confidence and perfection. You should also solve the given theoretical and numerical exercises on these topics to build your confidence in the examination hall. Dear students, the video ends here. Thank you again.